How is it going, everyone? I want to cover an upcoming PlayStation 5 software update, and it's very important that it is a software update for the PlayStation 5 Pro that could be one of the biggest updates and even an upgrade that a console has seen. It's not a new console, it's not something you gotta pay for, but it is a major software update for the PS5 Pro that's gonna make a PSSR even better. And obviously, upscaling, AI upscaling, PSSR, all of that technology is gonna be a big focal point in gaming for years to come, and this is going to be a huge step in 2026. There's been a lot of talk on this PlayStation 5 Pro upgrade that will be coming out in 2026. Now, this is an upgrade to the upscaling and the AI upscaling. Sony is set to release a major update for the PlayStation 5 Pro in 2026, which is expected to significantly improve performance. That is coming from PS5 lead architect Mark Cerny, who told Tom's Guide that the company will implement an advanced graphics upscaling algorithm for the PS5 Pro as a part of its previously announced Project Amethyst initiative in partnership with AMD. PSSR is already there. It's a phenomenal piece of technology. I know there's a lot of, oh my god, it's fake pixels, oh my god, this ain't real resolution. Look, I look at a game like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and how that game looked on the PlayStation 5 base console and then how it looks on the PS5 Pro. It is orders of magnitude better to me on the PS5 Pro. Some people thought FF7 Rebirth looked great on the regular PS5, but you were getting the graphics enhancements and the quality of the graphics mode along with 60 frames per second. I thought FF7 Rebirth was one of the best showcases on the PS5 Pro. But what's interesting about the AI-based technology is that it's in line with software. So you could theoretically, and this has been done, have a hardware set that's already out, the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Pro in this case, and you can improve upon that without releasing a new console. Now, there's also some murky territory that you can get into, which we'll get into that in a second, but Cerny called this update a drop-in replacement for the current PSSR. So it's gonna swap out for PSSR, which will offer better performance than upscaling tech and be easy for game developers to accommodate when it releases next year. He also said that the upgrade should have taken years, but by collaborating with AMD, Sony has been able to develop the advanced upscaling algorithm quickly enough for a 2026 release. And Cerny noted this is not for proprietary technology. This is really trying to move the industry forward. Obviously, we want to use these technologies on our consoles, but these technologies are available to any of AMD's customers freely. Cerny also explained that this new version is not weaker than AMD's FSR 4, which both companies are aiming to deliver a version of for the PS5 Pro. It's not a cut-down version of the algorithm, it's a full flat version of the co-developed super resolution that will begin releasing on PS5 Pro, and I highly expect that this will set the table on what they're looking to implement on the PlayStation 6 and that console. I mean, guys, we're more than halfway through this generation. I know, at least for me, it feels like yesterday that the PS5 came out, the world was in absolute disarray, and I remember, getting my PlayStation 5 like it was yesterday. It was a big day, it was a great day, but it's already been 5 years since the PS5 came out, so really, this is setting the table for what to expect in the PlayStation 6. AMD also spoke on the partnership, noting that Mark makes us a better company. We push each other. With Amethyst, we've started on another long journey and are combining our expertise with two goals in mind, Mark Cerny had noted. So, a lot to digest there. Alright, so first of all, again, I think the AI upscaling technology as far as how it's implemented in games, it's incredible. It also enables higher-end games to run on lower-end platforms, and you're gonna see that being utilized on the Nintendo Switch 2 games. Look at the games they're getting on the Switch 2, how Cyberpunk 2077 runs on that console. They're getting games like Star Wars Outlaws on that console. The general belief is that the Switch 2 isn't as powerful as a PlayStation 5, but you're gonna get games at that from that generation on the Switch 2, which is remarkable, and I foresee a lot of developers are gonna be trying to get their games even released on the PlayStation 5 or even the PS6. They're going to try to optimize them for the Switch 2, and a big part of why that's possible is because of the upscaling technology. Now, this is in line and tied to software. The murky territory you can get into with software updates is it really is on the creator's discretion on how accessible they make that software to different hardware sets. What do I mean by that? Well, the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be getting this updated release that they are doing, Project Amethyst. Okay, down the line when the PlayStation 6 comes out, they're going to be updating Project Amethyst and AI upscaling. At what point do they lock it out of the PlayStation 5 and be like, alright, at this point, if you want to take advantage of everything, you gotta get the PlayStation 6. That's ultimately gonna happen, and we've seen that with Nvidia and AMD on the graphics card line of things, where some of their software is going to be tied, and some of their software features, I should say, are gonna be tied to specific hardware sets. With consoles, it's a little bit better, since you don't have a console coming out every year or two, where you do have new graphics cards coming out every year or two. These days, you get a console every generation. Maybe you'll get two with a mid-gen refresh in the PlayStation 5 front. Really, you're going to be seeing a lot of benefit with the PS5 Pro, but at the end of the day, the PlayStation 5 Pro is still a bridging into the next gen, and I do think the PS5 Pro is setting the table for a lot of those aspects that you're going to see on the PlayStation 6, but do expect that the AI upscaling technology, whatever this ends up being called, the Project Amethyst, it's going to have a different name by the end of it, it is going to be a big factor with the PlayStation 6, and I imagine Mark Cerny's gonna talk about it in his video briefs about talking, oh my god, the power of the PlayStation 6, the raw power is incredible, but that combined with conjunction with Project Amethyst or whatever they call it, we're taking gaming to a whole new level, 80 billion K resolution. Alright, it's not gonna be that quite that. I mean, they were trying to sell people on the PS5 being 8K 60 FPS, but upscaling and software-based upscaling, I do think can take the performance we can see out of games on lower-end hardware to the next level. The interesting thing is this is going to be tied to PS5 Pro, so you wouldn't be in a territory where you could release cross-gen games for a longer period of time, because you would be able to utilize the PlayStation 5 Pro's upscaling technology, because at the end of the day, if a game comes out on the PS5 Pro, it also has to come out on the base PS5, so that would be a little bit of an issue, but I'm sure more of this is to, again, set the table for what to expect out of the PlayStation 6, and maybe even be a bit of a selling point. And we know that there's gonna be a lot of big games coming out. Could you imagine if they get this update out before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out? Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't even a PlayStation game, but if they could get Project Amethyst out ahead of the release of Grand Theft Auto 6, and then they can showcase GTA 6 utilizing Project Amethyst in whatever way, man, that would be such a gigantic system seller for the PS5 Pro. And if you want to talk about a game that is going to sell people on the PS5 Pro, it's Grand Theft Auto 6. If they can really have an improved experience and be like, hey, if you want the best experience out of GTA 6, go get yourself a PS5 Pro. And you know what? A lot of people will end up doing that. That is one game that if they enhance it to the best of their ability, and Rockstar utilizes the PS5 Pro, I don't know if it'll be 60 frames per second. I find that a little bit hard to believe, but even if they could get it up to 40 FPS, I think that would be enough to sell people on the PS5 Pro. Really, any incremental improvement that you can get on GTA 6, that game is going to be such a gargantuan game that just based on the hype, that would be such a powerful tool for Sony to utilize in conjunction with being like, hey, we're doing this major update, and yes, $700 for a console is a lot, but GTA 6 is going to be a megaton game release. And I'm not saying everybody is going to run out and upgrade to a PS5 Pro, but I could see if Project Amethyst comes out, if GTA 6 comes out, the PS5 Pro could be a hot ticket item, depending, we're talking about everything falling into place in the right order and in the right way, but I think that could be the one thing that could sell a lot of people. And on top of that, you know, it wouldn't just be GTA 6, obviously this is 26, but I believe Yote is going to be a game that accentuates the PS5 Pro, although I feel like that game will run well on the base PS5 as well. But in 2026, hopefully we get Saros, maybe we'll get Wolverine. I'm kind of skeptical on that game, but those are some, if you get Saros, Wolverine, and GTA 6 all dropping in the same year, and all utilizing the PlayStation 5 Pro, I could see that being a big reason for people that are on the fence a little bit to jump over and get a PS5 Pro. I think for what the console is, obviously it's always going to be an enthusiast machine, but, you know, you can open it up to more people wanting it, and I think that would be what would cause more people to want it. But we'll see how it all shakes out. This could be a huge update and really the biggest piece of software update that the PlayStation 5 sees in the entire generation. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts. Again, what I laid out, what if Grand Theft Auto 6, what if SARS, what if Wolverine, all of those games were significantly upgraded for the PS5 Pro in 2026, and on top of that, Project Amethyst, improves the upgrades that you can see even more. Would that be enough for you to shell out $700? $700 is a lot. Honestly, if I was in most of your guys' shoes, I would say keep that $700, put that towards the PlayStation 6 when that comes out. You've only got a couple more years left into this generation. If the PS6 is going to come out 27, 28 more likely, why not just wait a couple of years, stick with your PlayStation 5's performance, you'll be fine, and then get the PlayStation 6. Y'all know they're gonna release Grand Theft Auto 6 again on the PlayStation 6, why not just, pick up GTA 6 then and get the real enhanced version? I mean, they'll probably release GTA 6 on the PS7, knowing Rockstar these days. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.